This is KGW News at 11.
We are going to go straight to breaking news with evacuations going on in parts of Oregon and Southwest Washington. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Laurel Porter. This just in tonight, a level 3 evacuation at Milo Macgyver State Park. That's just northeast of Estacada. Current evacuations for the area of Feldheimer to Hayden and Springwater to the Clackamas River. We have more evacuations to tell you about tonight. Here's a map of the other fires that are causing level 3 evacuations. And that means go now, because danger to these areas is current or imminent. It includes the Cedar Creek fire for Oak Ridge, West Fir, and High Prairie. The Kalama fire in Cowlitz County, that's burning in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest, southwest of Mount St. Helens. And the Vida Springs fire affecting South Salem. And here's the evacuation area there. Vida Springs Road between Skyline Road South to River Road, the west side of Skyline Road from Vida Springs Road to Cole Road South, Orville Road South, and River Springs Road to Prospect Ridge. That means go now. We're going to join Catherine Cook in just a moment in Salem at Judson Middle School. But first, we're going to go to Matt Zaffino for the latest on the fire weather conditions. And Matt, the winds have caused the problems that we were expecting might happen.
Unfortunately, that's right. It's interesting, though. The winds are really being confined to the more windy areas, more typically windy areas like the mouth of the Columbia River Gorge and out of some of the canyons along some of the rivers like the Santiam Canyon or even the Estacada River, where you can get a funneling of the wind down through the drainages. So that's what we're seeing there, because look, east 22 at Portland, Troutdale 16, but Salem only west at 5 miles an hour. The winds throughout the mid-valley here really quite light and variable in direction here. Now that'll happen sometimes at nighttime when there's a wind event, because the lower levels of the atmosphere will cool, you get an inversion, and the wind just goes right over the top of, say, the bottom 1,000 feet or so of air. So it's still very windy above that. It's still very dry air, very warm air. The Cascades are dry and windy overnight tonight, so any flames out there still have the potential to get fanned in the overnight hours. Now, this is earlier in the day. Look at the smoke from the Cedar Creek fire just pouring across the valley. Clear out to sea here. That has spread up towards the Salem area a little bit too. And so the visibility and the air quality may go down a little bit overnight tonight as that smoke gets compressed into the bottom part of the atmosphere, but also begins to lift north. And you mentioned the evacuations in Estacada and around Salem. There are also evacuations now, level 3, go orders for Oak Ridge and West Fir. West Fir is just a little community to the west of Oak Ridge. That's along Highway 58, southeast of Eugene. So you cannot travel eastbound on Highway 58. All the evacuation people are heading out westbound on Highway 58, and of course the crews are in there as well. And then up to the north, there's another spot that had go orders and evacuation orders as well. You mentioned the Kalama fire, but there's also this fire. That's the Goat Rocks fire, which is burning southeast of Mount Rainier, and that's along Highway 12. So the small town of Packwood, Washington, had to evacuate as well. So the smoke and the fires really doing their damage. Now, the winds overnight tonight, this is hour by hour from midnight on, all gusting to 32, 34. This is for the Portland airport, 36. And notice, though, the peak at about 3 a.m. After that, the winds will gradually begin to diminish, but they stay strong until sunrise again. So these winds, while they have backed off in areas of the valley, we still have critical fire weather conditions for all of western Oregon. The fire weather warning continues until 11 p.m. and we have an air quality alert until 10 a.m. for the mid and southern valley well, because of the fact that we're getting the smoke from the Cedar Creek fire. So we're not out of the woods, even though the winds have died down in the mid valley. That is certainly good. So to sum it up for you, as we go to the weekend, windy, warm, and very, very dry air overnight. We're seeing humidities down around 10% up in the Cascades right now. Winds will ease Saturday afternoon, and really by Saturday afternoon, it's pretty much going to be over as far as the strong winds go. The smoke will thin out Sunday. It may take a while. In fact, the smoke in the Portland area may be worse tomorrow than it was today as we get that southerly flow a lot, bringing the Cedar Creek fire smoke up towards our way. And then much cooler next week with no smoke. It'll feel a little bit like fall. So we've got a lot to look forward to, but these next, let's say 12 hours or so, 12 to 18 hours, that's the critical time, Laurel, that we just need to be able to endure and get through. Back to you.
Well, we are thinking of all of those people who have to evacuate, and we are hoping for the best. Thank you, Matt. And to try to mitigate the threat of the wildfires, Pacific Power and Portland General Electric shut off power in designated high fire risk areas today so their equipment doesn't spark flames. And that means thousands of people can expect to be without power tonight and into tomorrow, perhaps even longer if power lines are damaged by wind. Now, this is PGE's outage map. All the areas you see in yellow are places that are already without power or soon will be. Pacific Power has a similar map. The high-risk outage zones are in the outlined areas, and you can use these tools to look up whether your neighborhood is in one of those spots. We have links for you on KGW.com. And just a reminder for anyone in or near a wildfire evacuation zone, you're encouraged to have an emergency preparedness kit ready. Always a good idea for anyone anyway. Now, here are a few recommendations from the Red Cross. You should have a 3-day supply of water and non-perishable food. Also consider basics like flashlights, extra batteries, first aid kits, medications, important documents, and extra cash, among other essentials. You can see some of the recommended supplies on your screen right now. Having a kit like this ready can make all the difference. And when we see these evacuations, it shows how important it is when you have an escape. If you have to escape a wildfire zone quickly, it's good to have this kit ready. As you've probably noticed, those east winds have blown in wildfire smoke and it's taken a real toll on our air quality. And many people are wondering how to keep that dirty air from getting into their homes. Scientists studied smoke from the 2020 wildfires and looked at how to keep the air inside your home safe. The key thing is weatherizing doors and windows. And then it's time to treat the air that's already in your home.
What we saw was that the introduction of the portable air cleaner dramatically reduced the amount of particulate matter that was inside when the smoke event was very high outside.
Researchers suggest a portable high-efficiency particulate air or HEPA air filter with a high clean air delivery rating. That's called a CADR. And the higher that number, the greater the volume the purifier can treat per minute. And also upgrading your HVAC filter could be beneficial as well. And before we go to break, we want to once again remind you of the level 3 wildfire evacuations happening right now. And that means go now because danger in these areas is current or imminent. And here's a map of those fires causing those level 3 evacuations. We also mentioned Macgyver Park northeast of Estacada also has some evacuations going on. We also have evacuations because of the Cedar Creek fire for Oak Ridge, West Fir, and High Prairie. The Kalama fire in Cowlitz County, which is burning in the Gifford-Pinchot National Forest. That's southwest of Mount St. Helens. And the Vida Springs fire affecting areas south of Salem. And again, the areas we mentioned are at level 3 evacuations, which means go now. The sheriff's office just issued several new level 2 evacuation notices in Marion and Polk County. Level 2 meaning get set to go. Authorities are asking those who get an evacuation notice to please take them seriously. Get that emergency kit ready. We'll continue to bring you any big developments on air and online at KGW.com. We have a list of all those evacuations, the level 2 evacuations at KGW.com. When we come back, Matt joins us with our forecast, and also Catherine Cook is standing by live south of Salem with more on that Vida Springs fire that's burning, causing those level 3 evacuations. We'll be